This is Prestige's brand new 690. Now this is actually an upgrade on the 680 that they did before, but there's some quite interesting detailed changes on this. We're going to start right here at the back. We're going to do the full tour on this. We've got the high-low platform, and we've got these steps that drop down as steps as the platform lowers. So that's rather a nice thing. And then this, of course, is where we access up to the cockpit. Now the first thing that's changed is right back here, because on the 680 you had the bench seat. What they've done with this is put this moulding on here, and that's given us a sunbed now on the back of the boat, which is a useful feature. And of course you don't really lose anything because it extends out over the bathing platform. So that's a nice touch. Another nice touch actually is this, which is a screen which will roll down here, so you can have a bit of privacy in the cockpit if you want it. So what we're going to do, we're going to head inside first of all, but we will of course be doing the absolute full tour as ever. Cockpit area is here, as you can see, and then if we come in around here, you've got the door that slides off to the side, and then the drop window here, and that really opens this whole area up. Very nice indeed. Over here, that little fella is an ice maker, and then you've got storage in places like this. Now on the inside they've upped the finishes here as well, so we've got these new laminates in places like this, look really smart, and that does really lift the ambience quite a bit. Also the woodwork has changed, they've gone for a higher quality woodwork, and that again, it looks very nice. You've got a dining area back here, which I think is really nice because it's directly opposite the galley. It's a galley aft layout, as you can see, and that of course also serves out to the cockpit very nicely. Fridge freezers are over here. You've also got things like dishwasher built in, and you've got the Miele cooking, so the oven and the hob. And then up here, if I can find a way in, please let me in. There we go. I see what I've done now. That's an extractor fan. It's a good job I didn't pull too hard, isn't it? But yeah, storage up there, and storage up here, and also down underneath here as well, like so. So loads of places to tuck your stuff away. Now this has got two access areas down to the lower deck. There's one over here, and there's one up here. And I think what we will do is we'll head forward first of all. Really nice big lounge area, deep comfortable seats, lots of space, brilliant social area. And so we head on forward again. This one's got the wine cooler, that's down underneath here, and the helm of course is up here as well. They've put a side access door, that's a very useful feature. A lot of these boats will be owner operated rather than having a crew. And here you've got your helm position, of course, drop down areas like this. And there's a lift section there, so if you want to stand at the helm you can do. Triple screens on this one, all Ray Marine, so you can configure those to radar or plotter or whatever else, and the engine instrumentation displays on here. And a nice touch here is this built-in charger. TV rises up from here, of course you can drop that away, which is handy when you're underway. And if we head on round, what they've done with this one is they've put the master cabin right up here in the bow. And what that means is a mountain of headroom, over 2 meters of headroom in here, look at that. And it makes this whole cabin feel super spacious. Also, completely flat floor all the way around, which is nice. And rather than having the cabin in the midships, it means you also have the hatches overhead, so you've got daylight flooding through here as well. These of course pull across as blinds. Also got the big hull windows, and if we look out of this side, you will see Cannes. We're down in the south of France, look at that, at a boat show. Pretty cool, huh? And then if we head on forward from here, you've got this nice little dressing table, a walk-in wardrobe. Even that's got a window, actually. Look at that. I've not seen a wardrobe with a window before, I don't think. And then the heads is in front, thusly. So this has got a separate shower stall, and then you've got the heads in like this. Some nice spacious heads, that one actually. Very good, and again a load of headroom in here, which is appropriate for heads I suppose. But yeah, that's a great cabin, isn't it? That works really well. Love the funky lighting in around the headboard here and stuff like that. That's another thing that's changed actually, the headlining and the lighting has all been upgraded. They're really upping the game with these, it's nice. Good to see. Let's go and have a look at the lower deck on the other entrance. That roar you might be able to hear is the air conditioning. It's really hot down here, so that's working hard, keeping the boat nice and cool. It's a nice place to be. So down here, nice wide treads, And that then takes us down to a lobby area. There are a couple of layout options here. This has got 3 cabins down here, so 4 cabins in total. And it's got a VIP cabin aft. Really lovely cabin. As you'd expect, there's a ton of storage about the place. There we go, find the right catch. There we go, so big illuminated hanging locker in there. And that nice detailing and lighting about the place as well. But that, in a lot of boats this size, is pretty much almost owner cabin size. That's really good. And if we head on round here, the ensuite is in behind here. So the toilet is there, and then there's a nice shower in there. Now I mentioned there's a couple of layout options, and I'll explain to you what those are, because if we head up here, this has then got 2 cabins here, and that's what makes this a 4 cabin layout. So you have this cabin, which has got the twins in, and again, storage, so hanging locker, and these are all storage along in places like this. And if we come back out of here and go into the next one, pretty much identical. So a couple of really nice cabins there actually, and again they've got the new rather nice headlining and lighting and so on in there. And then the day heads is down here as well. So these 2 cabins share this heads with its separate shower cubicle. And the other layout option you can have, just come right in and turn around, the wave of the mirror, is if you wish, you can order this boat with, instead of 2 cabins, 1 big VIP cabin. So very similar to the cabin on that side. Then you have 3 cabins through the boat, but they're all pretty much owner cabin spec. Very nice indeed. Okay, let's come back out of here. I'm going to show you the decks, I'm going to show you the flybridge. The flybridge is all new actually. So I think we'll do that first, and then we'll finish up with the crew cabin and the engines. So we'll come back out through here. And if we head up here, this is all a brand new layout. It's a new hardtop, and I believe I'm right in saying that's a standard fit on these now as well, and a new layout. So they've kept this really open plan, particularly back here, where you've got this freestanding furniture. I think, if I remember rightly, it was a sunbed on the back before. I might be wrong, but I think that's what it was. The idea of this is that you can sit here, and it's like a sun terrace looking out over the sea. You can imagine how to anchor, just how nice that would be. Now, you might think, well, what happens when you go to sea? Because surely all this stuff is going to move around, but it's quite cunning, because if you look carefully, you'll notice that this one is sat in these little sockets to stop it moving. And in fact, what you can do then is this table here moves across, drops into these sockets, that holds that steady, and then this chair is designed to fit perfectly into that gap there, and that holds that steady. So if you're going to sea, it's just simply a case of moving that chair into there, dropping that into there, and you're good to go. If we look up ahead then, you've got big dining area under this hardtop. That's very nice. And then over here, this is new. Everything up here is new, in fact. So big area here with your barbecue and the sink that just lifts up like so. People ask about these mirrors. The reason for these mirrors is if this is really hot and then you go and close this down, that stops the GRP from getting damaged. They're normally not mirrors, they're normally stainless steel plates, in fact. And then up here, nothing, because there we go, you've got storage underneath it. But you do have then back here your fridge for the Flybridge, and that's a bit more storage next to it, like so. Now up here again, it's changed because, if I remember rightly, it was a sunbed up here before. Now they've put this really nice seating area. This is a brilliant area for when you're underway, you're cruising down the coast. As I say, a lot of these boats tend to be owner managed, they're not crew run, and so you can sit here, you can have all your friends with you or your family, and just all really enjoy the ride and all be together. That's brilliant. Twin screens, Raymarine screens on here. You've got the joystick control, bow thruster, engine controls, all the usual bits and pieces, and a great view out over the front. And we'll head down there next. I'll show you that bit, and then we'll head down to the crew area, because I say you can crew run it if you wish. It's all completely owner choice. And at this sort of size, you know, they can go either way really. So let's head on down here, and this time we will take a turn around the decks up through here. Nice deep bulwark decks, and you've got the Prestige Yachts emblem here, which is rather nice. And then we'll head right on up to the bow. You've got this mirrored glass on here, which is very much a prestige feature. You always see that on these. And then a brilliant sunbathing area up here. This, of course, will fold down when you're running the boat at sea. You don't have that up for obvious reasons. And these are the hatches that are above that owner's cabin that we saw. So it is right across the boat, and the centre one opens, so if you want a bit of ventilation there, then you can have it. And I do like this seat that they put in at the front. That's a very nice place to chill out. Lovely. Let's crank on around a bit further. We'll go and take in that engine room and that crew area. So we're back down this side. This is the side door that I mentioned, just behind the helm. We'll bypass that. Head all the way back. I like the fact they put a rail up here, that's a useful feature. And if we come on around here, we can head down to the bathing platform. And that is what gives us access into the crew area. There we go. So what you have here is this area with 2 bunks and some wonderful air conditioning. Oh, that's the coolest spot in the boat at the moment, because it's all closed up. So yeah, that's where they would sleep. Also, of course, perfectly good as extra guest overflow space. And then there's a heads over on this side and a shower that pulls out from there. As I say, it's a bit smaller than a typical crewed boat. They're normally owner operated, so this is just a little extra area really if you want it. Washing machine is down here as well, and then if we head through this one, this will take us into the engine space. And it's a really nice engine space in this boat. If you step on down into here, you do have a load of headroom in here. Also in here are things like the generator. This one's got a gyro stabilizer in it as well by the look of it. Fuel tanks are up here, and of course the engines. These are IPS, they're 1350 engines, and that means that they are 1,000 horsepower each. And what that means is a top speed of about 32 knots, and then cruising, well, typically 23, 25 knots, somewhere around there. And you'd get a bit over 300 miles out of those fuel tanks at those sorts of speeds. And as I always say, if you drop the speed right back to displacement speed, then you're going to increase that significantly. But these boats tend to be run normally at planing speeds. They are a planing boat. That's a ladder there that'll take you straight up out into the cockpit, so it's another way out, it's an emergency exit really. But yeah, lovely engine space this. AC units are racked out up here. And some quite decent lighting in here as well. That's a fire extinguishing system on the back. They're IPS drives, so pod drives, and you can see then the power comes out of the back, and I don't know how you'll be able to see this, probably not at all actually, but the pods are then back down and under the hull. It does make the boat very, very manoeuvrable. Let's come out of here, because that is the brand new Prestige 690. I say it's brand new here at the show, so it's a nice one to show you. Hope you enjoyed that. Let me know as ever what you think about it in the comments, and we will catch you on another one of these very soon. Take care. Bye bye.